Hey guys, welcome back to All the Things. I'm Jade, and I'm sitting here with my husband Nate.
Hello.
And we're about to crack into Chapter 7, The Sorting Hat. This was a fun and long chapter to deal with.
Yeah, one of the more interesting chapters in the book, that's for sure.
This chapter we talked a little bit about on our social media pages. We had to go back and re-edit it a couple times, so it's a well-loved chapter here at the podcast now.
Yeah, we've heard this a few times.
Good thing it's about some good stuff. We get to find out what houses all of your podcasters are in.
Which I thought was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it gets really interesting. So stay tuned, everyone, and I hope you enjoy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to All the Things Harry Potter. We're going to start talking about Chapter 7 today, The Sorting Hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go, folks.
I'm super excited.
Yeah, this is a cool chapter. I liked this one.
Before we get into it, how are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
Haven't seen you guys for a week.
Missed you guys.
What up, homie?
We all have fancy new headphones on now, so I can hear you all very clearly.
Oh, we're doing this shit. We got gear.
We're coming up in this podcast world a little bit. We got our own headphones. We got our own microphones.
Let's talk about some witches.
Opening up the chapter, one of my favorite descriptions, we see McGonagall in her emerald green robes.
It's interesting that she's always introduced with a stern face or a very severe look on her face. We know she's not a bad person because we've already met her in the book, but they make it very clear that she looks like she's mean.
She's down to business. Teach some kids some shit.
That's probably what it is. Kids.
Yeah.
She is not fucking around.
Right. She, to me, is going to be that one teacher that you just don't fuck around in their room. You do your shit, get your work done.
You have a good time if she allows you to have a good time.
Exactly.
They go from this giant-ass entryway into this tiny little room, and they, like, jam-pack all of them in there, and it must be just on the other side of where they all eat.
They called it a chamber.
A chamber?
Yeah, it's not a room, it's a chamber, which lends to the castle feeling.
It's not a sitting room.
A 11-year-old kid wouldn't think chamber, but apparently you would if you're in a fucking castle.
That is loosely related to Dumbledore's favorite music is chamber music.
Yeah.
Boom. So basically, McGonagall is going over the lowdown with them. She's welcoming them to Hogwarts and letting them know before they have their start of term banquet, they're going to get sorted. And there's 4 houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin.
But those houses are going to be like their family at school.
Exactly. They're going to have a dormitory for each of the houses that they're going to basically be living with these people.
And she explains house points a little bit. And then she tells him, make yourself look good because you're going to be in front of the whole school here in a minute. And wait quietly. And she takes off.
So then Harry starts freaking out.
As you do.
Right.
He's more nervous than when he brought home a note about turning his teacher's hair blue. My thing is, why the hell the teacher assumed her wig turned blue at school and she was like, oh, this kid definitely did something to my hair.
Yeah, what's the story behind that?
I don't know. There's a little thing in there that we don't get more of. And then, yes, we see the ghosts. They did say there was 20 of them, which seems like a lot of ghosts.
As a castle, I mean...
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize how many there were.
I still wanted to see him fight a troll, though.
What? Oh.
Fred and
I
George,
understand.
Ron's brothers, trick him and tell him to be sorted into your houses, you have to fight a troll. Harry and him are worried about whether or not that is what they have to do to be sorted before they're told it's what it is.
Yes.
That would have been a more badass initiation.
Yeah.
I love how Harry is freaking the fuck out before he has to put the sorting hat on. Because he doesn't know what's coming. Because every single one of us have felt that before a big test in school. Like, for real? Like, oh, fuck, I'm in trouble.
I guess I just didn't care enough.
Maybe not.
But I made it somehow. Will you clink with that one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll clink that shit.
So then McGonagall comes back, and she's ushering them into the Great Hall, where they're going to have their banquet, and they're going to get sorted. And I love the description of this, where there's candles floating in midair. The ceiling is enchanted, so there's a starry...
It looks like the midnight
stars
sky.
Yeah.
Which Hermione knew all about already, of course.
From Hogwarts, A History, a book she read prior to coming to school.
Yeah.
One
She's
of
just
the
a little know-it-all. Nobody can enjoy anything without her being like, I read about that already.
Don't make fun of my wife.
I'm sorry. What?
Sorry. Phone over here.
So then they all gather at the front of the Great Hall. There's 4 tables, long tables, that all the kids are sitting at. And all of the first years with Harry and Ron and Hermione get up there, and McGonagall puts out this stool with a pointed wizard's hat on it.
And Harry's first thought is that Aunt Petunia wouldn't have let it in the house. And then he thinks maybe they have to get a rabbit out of it, which made me laugh.
I thought that was really cute because that's his only knowledge of magic, really, at this point. I mean, he's seen Hagrid a little bit do some stuff and everything, but... You know, in reality, in the Muggle world, pulling a rabbit out of a hat is about as magical as it gets. So, for him to think that is just kind of funny.
Yeah. And then the Sorting Hat sings. Does anybody want to sing the song? Nate? Do you want to grace us with your voice?
I'll say it, because there's something in the song that I want to bring up and ask a question about. So, they get to the Sorting Hat, and all of a sudden, poof, it comes alive, and it starts singing to them. Oh, you may not think I'm pretty, but don't judge on what you see. I'll eat myself if you can find a smarter hat than me. You can keep your ballers black, your top hat slick and tall, for I'm the Hogwarts Sorting Hat, and I can cap them all. There's nothing hidden in your head the Sorting Hat can't see, so try me on, and I will tell you where you ought to be. That's the song that's sung.
Catchy little tune.
Now I'm going to recap that and make a note that it says, there's nothing hidden in your head the Sorting Hat can't see. If Lord Voldemort went to Hogwarts, he had to have had the Sorting Hat done.
Yeah.
How come that it didn't get caught how evil he was at that time?
I mean, we don't know much about Voldemort. I mean, if we're going to assume things at this point, he would have been an 11-year-old little boy.
Right.
And the evil may not have been there yet, to that
Okay.
extent. He may have been like a little shit. The Sorting Hat's gonna see a lot of little shits in its day.
The Weasley boys.
Right. Malfoy. I
Right.
mean, Malfoy's like a real shit.
Right.
And can't do nothing about him.
That was just one of the questions I had.
I get what you're saying, but to me, it's not seeing the future. It's just seeing what they're thinking about now, like, of where they would fit in. I don't think in that point in his life he was thinking about that kind of stuff.
I think the Sorting Hat's supposed to be able to read your character. Whether that means it can look into your memories or read your thoughts, it definitely seems to know you more than just, like, present you. We will have to find out more about this Sorting Hat, probably.
I think so.
The rest of the song is actually kind of a breakdown of the houses, and we can get into that. Gryffindor.
Are you going to sing it? Or are you
No, I'm not going to sing it.
No.
You're not going to sing
We're
it,
just
boy?
going to talk about the house.
Do you wanna sing
No
it?
one wants to hear our voices.
All right.
If you want to sing it, James,
ahead.
you go. Because I'm not.
You want me to read it? I can read it. There's nothing hidden in your head the Sorting Hat can't see, so try me on, and I will tell you where you ought to be. You might belong in Gryffindor, where dwell the brave at heart, their daring nerve and chivalry set Gryffindors apart. You might belong in Hufflepuff, where they are just and loyal. Those patient Hufflepuffs are true and unafraid of toil. Or yet in wise old Ravenclaw, if you're a ready mind, where those of wit and learning will always find their kind. Or perhaps in Slytherin you'll make your real friends, those cunning folk use any means to achieve their ends. So put me on, don't be afraid, And don't get in a flap. You're in safe hands, though I have none, for I'm a thinking cap. Yeah. That's poetry, babe.
Yeah.
As we all bursted into applause.
Yeah,
Go,
thank you.
Nate, go. Go, Nate, go.
I think before we move on, we need to talk about which houses we think we would be sorted into. Before we get into where Harry goes and all the other people. Because, I mean, when I read this, I immediately was like, well, which one would I be in?
Oh, I think I know. Like
Do you-
me, not you. I don't know.
I think I know what Jade would be. I think.
I want to know what you think I would be in.
I think I know what he would be in.
You're a duffer Hufflepuff, let's be real.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I'll share what I think I would be, and I think that I would be a...
Wait, what do you think Chantel is? Before she says, what do you think she would be?
I would probably say a Slytherin.
And I think I would be Slytherin.
All right.
Myself, I think I would be probably the same. A Slytherin. I'm pretty cunning when I want to be, if I
Yeah.
need to.
That's what I was thinking for you, for sure. I have had a hard time because when I was younger, I wasn't sure where I fit. I was like, oh, you want to be in Gryffindor.
Everyone wants to be.
And I always liked books, so I was like, okay, maybe I'm a Ravenclaw who's going to pretend she should be in Gryffindor. But the older I get, the more I think that I'm a Hufflepuff. I think that Hufflepuffs are really given the shaft. And I think that that's done actually by J.K. Rowling, by giving them shit earlier in this book already, because she called them duffers like twice. She set everybody in the world up to hate, or maybe not hate, but not care about Hufflepuffs or whatever. They're just duffers. But they're like good people. They're loyal, and they're kind, and they're hardworking, and they're just. And also Hufflepuff, Huff and Puff. And herbology. There's the whole thing about stoners being in Hufflepuff, which...
I would say Jade would have been in the Hufflepuff.
Okay.
Nate would probably be the only Gryffindor,
Oh, see, I don't
In
think
my
I would have
opinion.
been a Gryffindor.
in my opinion.
I think Nate could probably be a Gryffindor.
You think I could pull off Gryffindor?
I think he probably could.
Fuck yeah. Honestly, I was kind of leaning Slytherin.
See,
Because, I
I don't get-
you know me. Whenever I start in
No,
on a
you-
project,
I don't-
You're, in my way that I see it, you are more loyal and all that, but you don't really have too bad of a dark side. You don't really hide things as far as I know or see. You're more out there with everybody.
Aw.
Aww.
Yeah.
Romance.
Well, thank you.
You're cunning and
I'll take
brave.
that.
You're
Unfortunately for me, I'm more of a, I could make you think something and have you do totally opposite.
You bastard, you are a Slytherin. He's like,
daring. You are very chivalrous too, Nate.
well, honors
Very
currency,
proud.
baby.
See, there you go. You're Gryffindor. Let's be real.
See that?
Eat your salami.
I ate the last salami. I'm a dick.
Eat a dick.
Okay, here's the thing. What if the Sorting Hat put you in a house that you didn't want to be in? Would you argue with it? Or do you think you're the type of person who would be like, okay, I guess I'm Ravenclaw?
I think the hat would be hearing you think, I don't want to be in that house.
I'm along the same train of thought as Chantel. I think that when it told you the name, you would automatically, in your head, go, ah, shit. And so it might change its mind. Like, I don't know how it would work, but it would know instantly that you weren't happy about that. But it does take what you want into consideration.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a sway you really have on it, but maybe it knows that you don't want that and just doesn't give a shit.
What's all I'm
I'm the
saying?
Sorting Hat. It's my choice.
I don't know. At 11, if the Sorting Hat was like, oh yeah, you're Ravenclaw, I might have been like, oh, yep, guess so.
To me, I'm under the impression that majority of the kids come from already wizarding families and therefore have already had family members sorted, and so they kind of have like their own like family status to live up to.
Harry did ask Ron that earlier. Where are all your brothers? And he said they're all in Gryffindor.
Yeah, like his whole family.
Yeah. So there is that, but there's also the Muggleborns.
Right. They're kind of luck of the draw, I think.
A lot of them don't have like Harry just by chance